First off, I'd like to say to the people who have been in touch to say how disgusted they are with what took place. I appreciate their support and their help. But what happened on Tuesday is an utter and total disgrace. Even so much so that some of the police officers, not the arresting ones, but some of the ones in the station and the next morning apologised to me. The very police officers themselves were saying, sorry Willie, that this is going on. And that's fact. Some of the people in the courthouse was apologising for what was going on because it was quite clear. This was a witch hunt against somebody from the Protestant community. And it's not just simply about Willie Fraser, it's about the whole issue of being Protestant. And I appreciate the police have a very difficult job to do. And whenever there's violence, of course that has to be condemned. But also, it has to work both ways. You cannot pick and choose who you're going to condemn. There seems to be, whenever you're listening to the media and listening to the police, that the only people involved in violence is the Protestant community. That is far from the case. A lot of the times the Protestant community is only reacting to provocation from the Republican movement, where they've been throwing nail bombs, blast bombs, bricks, paddle bombs and paint bombs. Now that's not to say it hasn't happened from the Unionist community, it has. But at the same time, when you listen to the likes of Kerr and the Chief Constable, there's only one community doing any wrong in this country, and that is the Protestant community. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. These people cannot accept our culture for 5 minutes of the year up 300 yards of a street. Now, how on earth are we supposed to believe that these people want to live with us day in, day out, year after year, if they can't accept our culture for 5 minutes? The other thing we have to make clear here, this is not a Parades Commission decision or a police decision. There's political interference in what is going on. How can Alan McQuillan sit and make a statement that they're not getting down past these half dozen shops before the Parades Commission make their decision? It is all political. And Sinn Féin IRA has made it clear that they will bring down Stormont if they don't get their way. That's what the problem is in this country. Sinn Féin IRA is blackmailing our leaders, and our leaders have not got the backbone to stand up to them. The other thing I'd like to explain about what happened on Tuesday, I went to Stormont. I was invited to Stormont. There was a debate on Stormont, but that was not the only reason I was there. I was there talking about serious criminality going on in South Armagh that is costing the taxpayer millions upon millions of pounds, where the IRA is creaming off money from the British taxpayer. That was one of the reasons why I went to Stormont. Whenever I come out, I went to get something to eat on the Newtownards Road. And you would think there had been a major gun battle. There was that many police turned up to arrest me. Given the tensions there is in the area at the minute, in Belfast, and especially on the Newtownards Road, why did they make a whole show of making an arrest of myself on the Newtownards Road? They knew that had the potential to create a riot, if not certainly at the very least a disturbance. But they made a point of coming in there heavy-handed on the Newtownards Road to try and make a point, we are the police. We may not be from Northern Ireland, we may be English police force, Scottish police force, and Welsh police force, and indeed Southerners. But we're here to enforce what we see as the rule of law, as Matt Baggett would say. But here's something I can understand. For years they've been shouting about Brits out. How's come Martin McGuinness and Jerry Kelly and these people are not calling for the English police officers to be removed out of Northern Ireland? Is there only one type of Britishness that they're again? And that's the Britishness that stands up for its own culture and its own people. Because these people certainly don't. And the other thing I have to say is I actually believe some of them are soldiers. Because I put that question to the ones who arrested me. Because they had to drive around twice past the police station because they didn't know where it was. Why is Sinn Féin IRA not demanding that the Brits are taken out of Northern Ireland when they're in a police uniform?